My name is Amy Clary. I have 4 children. I have 1 adopted and 3 bio kids. And my adopted son is Dawson, and he's 4 years old. And my bio kids are Charlie K, Castle, and Bexley. And Charlie K is 4, Castle is 2, and Bexley is 1. Charlie K, my oldest, comes home with a little badge from preschool that says, "Eat a Chick-fil-A, it's Spirit Night." We don't really know what that means because she's our oldest, so we assume that we need to do that. So we go to Chick-fil-A, and we run into another friend there, Amy Simmons, who is sitting with our other friend Lacey, and they're talking about this lady in their Sunday school class who's adopted this little girl from China. And so they're looking through these pictures, and she's on Facebook of all these pictures of the adoption, and she's asking if anyone could adopt this little boy. And every picture of her little girl was this sweet little boy. And I jokingly said, "Well, we'll adopt him." So that night we were like joking about it, and the next thing you know, we reached out to Gladney Center for Adoption, and we got his file, and that's where we found out he has hydrocephalus. So we took his file to the pediatrician, and got some really scary news of what hydrocephalus could be. But luckily for us, Gladney has the Super Kids team, and Super Kids team go over every 6 months to China, and they meet all the kids, and they have doctors that go, and they have a photographer, and they have social workers, and they go and they evaluate all of the kids, and they let you know, they give you a really accurate picture, because you can't tell at 1 year old if a child is going to have this, that, or the other. You can't do it with your own biological children. You can't do it with orphans either. But Gladney's able to kind of give you the signs of what this looks like. Are they able to match things together? Are they able to piece together puzzles? Do they have, are they able to hold attention and those sort of things? So we decided to proceed on with adoption. All Chinese adoptions are closed if you're adopting from China through the program of the CCWA. And I prefer that. I think it's better for our family and our needs. I don't want to go back and forth with birth parents. I didn't want to have, I like, it's done, it's a done deal. The pro of it is there's no birth parents telling me, like, coming back into my life and saying, "Hey, we want to see our child," or "Oh, we made a mistake." I think that's a plus for us. The downside to having a closed adoption is that when Dawson goes looking for his birth parents or for answers about genetics or any of those sort of things, he will have nowhere to look. It's done. He's not going to be able to find his parents. He was abandoned on a street with no note. And so it would be needle in a haystack for him to find his birth parents. One thing that's kind of cool that Gladney also does, and I think several other agencies might do this, is they allow you, when you become LOA, which means a letter of acceptance, which means that China has said that you can adopt this child, they let you send a book full of pictures of your family. So I was able to send a book, and I'm lucky enough that I have some Mandarin Chinese speaking friends, and they translated the book for me. And on the first page I said, "We are Chris and Amy, your new mommy and daddy." And then I had a page for each of my children. And then I had it all translated into Chinese so that the caregivers could read it to him in his native tongue so that he could know what he was walking into. So when I showed up to pick up Dawson, he was pretty excited. He was playing and he was having fun. And then I actually told the guy to tell Dawson on the second day in Chinese that I was his new mommy and that I loved him and I was going to take very good care of him. And the guy told him in Chinese. And then Dawson responded in Chinese. And the guy looked at me puzzled and he goes, "Wow, I've never heard that." And I go, "What? What did he say?" And he said very confidently, "I know." And I thought, thank you, Lord. How lucky is that? That's like the best thing that could happen. So we've had just an easy adjustment. You will encounter people in your circle of your immediate friends and family who are against your adoption. And I think that's really terrible, because if God's calling you to do something, then they should probably need to step out of the way. But I think that is one of the biggest problems with adoption, is that people get talked out of adoption because people say, "Oh, well, what's that going to be like? Well, are you really sure you want to adopt this kid with all these problems or this need or whatever?" And one thing I've learned is we're all special needs. I'm special needs, everyone's special needs. And so we're not perfect. And so if someone stands in your way between you and your decision to adopt, I always invite them to move out of the way. Well, if you're just starting your process, I want to say good luck, because it is exciting. It's a roller coaster of emotions. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of questions. Reach out to your agency. Make sure you choose a good agency is the best advice. Make sure that you get as much information as you can, but go into it with a faithful heart. Go into it knowing that there is going to be a lot of fear and a lot of questioning, and that's okay, because you want to have those questions on your heart so that you can get them answered, so you can make good decisions on your adoption. That day that you get to pick up your kiddo, or that you get to meet your kiddo for the first time, you will not regret it. It is going to be a great decision.